Oh, hello. Welcome back to another episode in the garage here. My name is Brian, Kansas Angling Experience Guide Service, based out of Northeast Kansas. One of the only full-time fishing guides in the state, but I also really like making YouTube videos, so welcome to the channel if you guys are new here. Just finishing up from a morning guide trip this morning. Beautiful, beautiful day. Caught the shit out of fish this morning, so that was fun. But I have a couple new toys, as you can see here, just on the intro behind me here. I was contacted a couple months ago by a company out of Lee's Summit, Missouri, Dynacut Manufacturing Company. One of the guys that runs the company has been watching some of my videos because they are actually fabricating new graph mounts for the guys at LIVESCOPE like myself. And a couple months ago he had reached out and asked if I would be willing to test one of their prototype mounts out. So they kind of sent me pictures. I was obviously totally in because with having customers up front, depending on what kind of fishing we're doing, like wipers, white bass, especially crappie with LiveScope, super nice to have a really good mount for your graph up there and not have to break the bank. So the first one that they sent me is actually this one right here. This thing is like, I mean, it stands super, super tall. You can see, I don't even know exactly how tall that it is. Let's just put the tape to it so you guys have an idea. So at resting position, this stands almost 22 inches tall. But the really cool thing about these mounts is that they're telescoping essentially. So it's got this latch on the side, pop the latch open, and that sucker extends all the way up, I don't know, probably another foot. Dude, look at it up there. It's like having a freaking TV screen in your face. Extended all the way up. That thing is almost 31 inches tall. So like I was saying, they initially sent me that first one. I mounted it there, and unfortunately, because we do so much game fish fishing too, like bass fishing and wipers and stuff where you have to be casting, that's really just a little bit, it ended up being way too tall in the front. I mean, you guys can see where that stands in relation to this like 12-inch mount that I have there. I mean, that is like all the way up in your face. So with that said, Larry and Steve are so freaking cool, and I'm so jacked to be working with them. They reached out, we talked about it. I told them it was just a little bit too big. So literally within 3 days of me giving them measurements, they sent me another one, a little bit smaller. That one at resting position stands 15 inches tall. That's just about where we agreed upon there. And then if we open her up and extend it all the way up, stands 20 inches on the dot. Those guys are spot on. So 13 at resting position here, all the way up to 20 inches. That's about exactly where I want to be, because if we take this one back up to the front, you can see where that Garmin is going to rest up there. I mean, that's going to be almost like maybe 25 inches up. So just high enough to where you're not straining your neck, but not too tall to where if you wanted to make a cast or something, that it's not going to be in the way. But they sent all the bells and whistles. They sent like a support plate to put up underneath the deck. Super heavy duty stainless steel nuts, bolts, washers. So I'm freaking jacked. So now that I've got a little bit of time this afternoon, I'm gonna go ahead and install that. Because the main thing with this one, the real tall one, is that I don't even know if I would have enough lead from my black box to the actual Garmin to like bring it all the way up. I might have to buy a whole new cord. But this one, for you crappie guys that crappie fish full time, would be freaking awesome. The other really cool thing about this one is that, as you can see, it's got a little latch right here. So when you flip this latch up, then this now extends. It's hard to do when it's not actually mounted. But that locks in right there, lays flat for travel and whatnot. Again, really hard to do without it actually being mounted, but that's just another feature. So again, this is just a prototype. It's really, really cool that these guys out of Lee's Summit in Missouri have come out with this. They've sent a bunch of these, like 8 or 10 other ones to like Truman Lake for all those crappie guys out there, maybe a couple other places too, but they've been super awesome to work with, so I can't thank those guys enough for this opportunity. They'd said that once the final one comes out that they'll send it to me, but just the fact that they were able to make me my own little custom one is pretty freaking cool. Because I did initially tell them right off the bat that they should definitely make like maybe 2 or 3 different sizes, just kind of depending on what different guys want. So that one's gonna be the deal. So in the meantime, I'm gonna try and get to work here and start taking this one off. I am gonna have to go up underneath my gunnels here, undo all the zip ties because I will need a little bit more lead, which I know that I have up underneath there to account for how much taller it's gonna be. So yeah, super jacked. Come along with me as I install it. Might get some fishing in, might make that a separate video, but yeah, let's do it. My least favorite part ever. It gives me PTSD from having to install and uninstall and install and uninstall and then install Alteras and Tarovas. It's not my favorite part. Drink break. That baby is done, and that is so freaking rock solid. That is honestly the most rock solid mount I've ever had on a boat, because like with the ram mounts and stuff, you only get, you know, about like that much, but this puppy's like 4.5 inches wide. I ain't going nowhere. So now we got left to do is figure out the wiring situation, get a little bit more of this stuff, and then we're done. Oh, that sucks. I hate this shit. Now hiring boat mechanic. Kansas Angling Experience. Wow, that thing is freaking sweet. This thing is absolutely rock freaking solid. There's literally no way that that thing could ever get knocked. I mean, it is bolted down there super, super good. It's super secure when it's in the down position. Obviously, you're not gonna wanna travel with it fully extended all the way up, so now it's all mounted up. I've got a new rod sock on there for like a wire loom that you guys saw. I mean, when you move this thing, you move the entire boat, so that is awesome. So once again, huge thank you to Larry and Steve with Dynacut Manufacturing out of Lee Summit, Missouri. Thank you guys so much for the opportunity to help prototype this. I don't have an exact date on when it will be available because like I said, you know, there's like 8, 9, 10 of us that are prototyping this, so I'm basically just gonna try and beat the hell out of it. I will link their website down below. You guys can go check it out. I'm not sure exactly what's available now, but this is not quite available. Do not know exactly what the price point on these is gonna be, but it's super awesome that this is made locally here in the Midwest, over in Missouri, obviously USA made, but you can't put a price on quality, and for stuff like this and the rough waters and stuff that I fish in, these are specifically designed for LiveScope, obviously keeping the screen at a higher level so that you're not breaking your neck, breaking your lower back. But yeah, it's great. I can't wait to go test it out. I don't know how much juice I have left in the tank after guiding this morning and then working all afternoon on getting this installed, but I don't know, we'll see. You guys know me better than that. I've got to test this thing out. I don't know how long we're actually gonna be here for. Probably just catch a couple fish on camera because I know what's gonna happen. I just don't feel like dealing with the fishing pressure and traffic tonight if I'm not guiding. So we've just got everybody's favorite YouTube dog, Tucker, on the boat tonight. Gonna test this mount out, go rip on some white bass, potentially a couple wipers. So we're gonna get out to the spot, test this new thing out. Pretty cool. Okay, bye. All right, well, we were just rolling up to the spot here, so initial thoughts. I mean, this is just so freaking cool. Lift up a little bit, pop that baby right up, adjust it as needed. There you go. Easy as that. Putting the scope down, kind of fishing the spot on the spot tonight. There's a ton of fish on this little hump here. Goal is to just catch like 4 or 5 and stay away from the fishing pressure as much as possible, because there's going to be a lot tonight. So look at that. I don't even have to bend over. Oh, there are so many fish down there. Let's see how fast we can make this happen, hey? Just to give you guys an idea what we're working with. Glued to the bottom. Nothing new. That's how we caught them this morning on my guide trip. This is already so awesome. Like, this is in the... Should I just put it all the way up? I should, shouldn't I? That's so high. That is so epic. Look at that. We are now fully extended, folks. The LiveScope graph mount is fully erect. And so am I. Fish number 1 on the end of my line. How about that? All wrapped up in his fin. Tucker is excited. Gets to bite a fish today. We caught about 75 or 80 of these things this morning with me and my customer. Tucker, what do you think? Yep, okay. Number 1 is out of the way. Yeah, so one thing I did do is I adjusted the angle of my screen, just, unscrewed the knobs, dropped it down a little bit. When it's further down in the resting position, it's better to have it angled up a little bit, but when it's up facing you like this, it's better to just angle it a little bit like that. I mean, it is absolutely perfect. Any higher and it would be too much of a pain for stuff like this. I mean, there's no way I could go flip trees with anything this high. Another fish on. Oh boy. Big surprise. Oh, shit the bed. Dumped him. It's okay. There's only 1,000 more down there. I stopped recording and a fish hit it on the fall. That was pretty neat. Probably won't, hopefully, lose this one. Another one, cookie cutter. Old whitey, let's bring him over this side. Tucker's gonna jump in. Stop. He's pooping. Tucker, do you like that white bass poop? Stop. On a tear here, folks. On a tear. Probably shouldn't stop recording this time. Know what I mean? Because they are lit. Probably catch that fish that's coming straight at me with my jigging wrap. He knocked so much slack in it, I can't even explain it. You just want to come off? Maybe? Thank you. Don't want to touch it. What are we at? 3 fish? 4 fish? I don't even know. Got him. Well, this is just stupid. Just stupid. These fish have probably been biting all day. Tucker, get back. These white bass are just taking poops, eating jigging wraps, and getting eaten by Tucker. There you go, bud. Hope you enjoyed that. Every cast, baby. Every cast. shake them off. Thank you. There's really honestly not much to show on LiveScope. They're kind of following the same pattern as they were this morning. They don't really want it vertical. They'd rather chase it back to the boat, so not really too much to show you on the screen. You want to shake off? No, he does not want to shake off. Get. But yeah, we're just making a 25, 30-foot cast, popping it back to the boat, getting bit on every cast. These fish have been biting probably all day, honestly. Pretty cool. Folks, I don't know what to tell you. What I am using LiveScope for is just, I'm looking 50 feet in every direction to just kind of see where the school is so I can cast right to them. But there's really not too much to show you because I'm not vertically jigging, so. Nice whites. Tucker, stop. I know it's been a while. I know. Happy boy. Two happy boys. Me too. Yay. Got his ass. Baby one. Baby Juan. Doing flips. Why won't you just come off? The little ones never come off. I am OET. Got a guide trip again in the morning to get ready for. So even though it's kind of fun tonight, I just don't feel like fighting the traffic, which it's actually pretty tame tonight, thankfully. No need to beat up on tomorrow's fish, so. All right, boys and girls, that's gonna about do it for me today. Glad I was able to get out on the water to do a full run through of the new LiveScope mount by Dynacut Manufacturing. Again, big shout out to Steve and Larry from Dynacut for letting me prototype this new model here. So we're gonna go ahead and get this guy shut down. I don't even have to bend over literally to turn it off or do anything on the graph. Undo the lock right here to get it down. Oh yeah, it's got a little spring deal too. Forgot to mention that. Relock the lock there so it's locked in. Go back behind, flip the latch. Locks into position. That puppy's not going anywhere. And that's it. It's as easy as that. So that's all I've got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Glad I was able to come out, catch a couple fish. I will see you on the next video. Bye.